Hello everyone. So we are on the unit of geometrical construction, and now we are looking at the topic of constructing triangles, and we want to look at how we can construct a unique triangle. Now a unique triangle pretty much is that triangle that we will know the various measurements of. So we will know the length of its sides and the angles. We might not start off knowing all these measurements at the same time, but there are certain set of elements or measurements that if we know these, we can construct the unique triangle and then now find the other measurements. So these elements are sets of elements are one. If we know the length of all three sides, we are able to construct a unique triangle. Or if we know the lengths of two sides and the angle in between these two sides, we are able to construct that unique triangle. Or if we know one side and two angles, we can construct it. Or if that triangle is a right angle triangle, so we know it has a right angle, and if we know the length of the hypotenuse and the length of one of the sides, we can then construct that unique triangle. Now, just a note here, want to encourage you to practice to draw a rough sketch of the triangle before you actually go ahead and construct it. In this way, you will have a fairly good idea of the shape of the triangle to be constructed before actually starting the construction. So let us look at the first type here, given the length of three sides. So here we have an example. Using a ruler and compass only, construct the triangle ABC with AB being of length 6.5 centimeters, AC having the length 4 centimeters, and BC equal 5 centimeters. Show all construction lines clearly. And part B of this question asks us to measure and state the size of angle ABC. So again, we encourage you to first draw a rough sketch. So here is my rough sketch. And when we say rough sketch, we mean you do not use a ruler and you really draw freehand. So hence mine looking like that. But we can see here clearly that AB is 6.5 centimeters here. AC is 4 centimeters and CB is 5 centimeters, and of course it is not drawn to scale. Note also that angle ABC is the angle that we want to know based on what the question asks of us. So let us head right to our construction pad in order to construct this triangle. So our first step is to actually just draw a straight line. So you take out your ruler and you draw a straight line just like this. And you can make your line longer than the length of AB. So remember, AB is going to be 6.5 centimeters, so you can make the length of your line longer. All right. So now that we have drawn that line, we want to select a point on the line to label as A. So I'm going to select a point right here to label as A. So you just mark that with your pencil. All right, just like that. Now using your compass, we are going to open the compass to a separation of 6.5 in order to construct line segment AB. So you would have seen just now where I use the compass to actually mark my point A on this line. You would just use your pencil to do so. I am doing that because of the software that I'm using. The compass might not be able to function at that point if I don't use it to mark the point. So it's not that you need your compass to mark that point. So I have opened my compass to a separation of 6.5 centimeters. Let me ensure it's perfectly there. Alright, so you would lock your compass at that separation, and then what you would do now is place the needle of your compass at A. So with A as the center, you're going to scribe an arc to cut the line right there. So right at that point where the arc cuts the line, that is 6.5 centimeters away from A, which gives us our point B. So we will label it as B. So this is 6.5 centimeters away. The next step is to measure 4 centimeters on using our compass. So we are going to open our compass to a separation of 4 centimeters this time. Now you can recall that the length of AC is 4 centimeters, and that is why we are separating our compass to 4 centimeters. But this time we are going to scribe the arc above the line AB. Alright, let me use a thinner pencil here for my construction lines. So that is our arc above the line. So we are expecting the next arc that we're going to construct to intersect this line. So the next arc is going to be 5 centimeters away from B. So we need to actually open now our compass to a separation of 5 centimeters. Alright, so 5 centimeters is about there. So we lock our compass at that point. And we are now going to place the point of the compass at B. And we are going to scribe an arc to intersect our first arc. Alright, so here is our arc intersecting the first one that we constructed. Now, at this point of intersection, it is 4 centimeters away from A, as you can remember, and now it is 5 centimeters away from B. So this point will serve as our point C of our triangle. So let us label it as such. Now what we will simply do from here is draw a straight line from A to C and from B to C as well. And of course you will use your ruler and pencil, but I will just go the shorthand way on my construction software here and to just draw the straight line. Alright, so you would also draw a straight line from B to C. And there you have it. That is your unique triangle. So we can now label the sides. So AC is 4 centimeters. BC is 5 centimeters. Now you can recall that the question had asked us to measure and state the length of angle ABC. So we are going to take out our protractor and see if we can measure the size of angle ABC. So I want to ensure that my protractor is perfectly in line for this. So what I am getting for my measurement of this angle is about 38 degrees. So I am getting 38 degrees for my angle ABC. So let us write that there. So if you are getting 38 degrees, that would be sufficient. You should be getting around that 37 degrees, I believe. But if you're getting 38 degrees, 36 degrees, that is fair enough. I am getting 38. But I believe you should be getting 37 degrees for this angle. Right? But I am going to write what I am getting, and I am getting 38. So you can let me know what you got for your angle. Alright guys, so once again, our length AB is 6.5, AC is 4.0, and BC is 5.0 centimeters. And our angle ABC should work out to give us approximately 38 degrees. Alright, so let me just correct myself, 38 degrees. Alright, so the next type of triangle that we're going to look at is the triangle. So here are the instructions to construct your triangle. So you can pause the video here and actually take off these instructions. Now the next type is given two sides and the angle between them. So here we have an example. It says using a ruler and compass only, construct the triangle PQR with PQ equal 4.9 centimeters, QR equal 3.6, and angle PQR equal 120 degrees. Measure and state the length of PR. So here is our rough sketch. So we have PQ as 4.9. Then we have a 120 degree angle at Q, and then QR is of length 3.6 centimeters. So in terms of sketching this triangle, let me show you how I did that. So for this triangle, we would have had PQ being 4.9 centimeters. Then I estimated what 120 degrees would look like. I know it's an obtuse angle, so I figure it might look something like that. And then I draw a line, label it 3.6 centimeters as my QR line. And from there I connected lines, points P and R. Alright, so that's a rough idea of what our triangle should look like. So let's go to our construction software now and attempt doing this one. So we will clear off the previous one. Alright, and so for this one we will start as usual by drawing a straight line. Alright, so there is my straight line, and obviously this is more than the length of PQ, but that will prove necessary as you see as we continue. So let us name this line XY. So the first step that we are going to take is to actually mark the point P. So let us see if we can mark the point P. Again, I have to use my compass tool here to do that, but you're just going to mark that using your pencil. So this is my point P. Now we're going to construct line segment PQ. So to do that, we will open our compass to a separation of 4.9 centimeters. Alright, that's about 4.9 centimeters. Alright, so placing our point of our compass at P, we will scribe an arc cutting the line XY. Alright, and that's where our Q will be. So I will label that point Q. And the length of PQ is 4.9 centimeters. Now we want to construct a 120-degree angle at Q. Now we know how to construct a 60-degree angle. And we know that when we construct a 60-degree angle on a straight line, we automatically construct the angle supplementary to it on that straight line. And the angle supplementary to 60 degrees is 120 degrees. So let us construct our angle to the right of Q, or 60 degree to the right of Q, but we will be interested in the 120 degree angle to the left of Q. So this process begins with opening our compass to a suitable separation, and with Q as our center, we will scribe an arc cutting the line XY and coming up above Q. So I am scribing an arc to cut the line XY here, and it comes up above Q just like that. Then now where the line intersects XY, where the arc intersects XY, we will place the needle of our compass there and scribe another arc to cut the previous arc. And this will automatically form our 60-degree angle on the right of Q. So let us draw our line here. Alright, but remember now we are actually only interested in the 120 degrees on this side of Q, on the left. So there we now have our length PQ, and we now have our angle Q. The final part of this puzzle is to mark off the length of QR, which is 3.6 centimeters. So we are going to open our compass, our pair of compasses, to 3.6 centimeters. Right, that's about 3.6. Placing the point of our compass at Q, we are going to scribe an arc to cut the line at 3.6 centimeters away from Q. And that point where it cuts the line will be our point R. Now the final step is to draw a straight line. Well, let me label this as 3.6 centimeters. So the final step is to draw a straight line from P to R, and we would have completed our triangle. And there we go. Now you would recall that the question had a part B that asked us to measure and state the length of PR. So PR is that side that we just drew. So let us take out our ruler and measure that length. You can pause the video here, measure your length, and then see if you're getting the same thing as I am. So I am getting the length 7 point, that almost seems like 7.3. Hold on, let me position my ruler a little better here. Alright. Alright, so that seems like I am getting something around the region of 7.3 centimeters. Alright, I hope you are matching up with that. So we are getting 7.3 centimeters. Alright guys, so once again we are getting 4.9 for PQ, 3.6 centimeters for QR, 120 degrees at Q, and measuring from P to R we are getting around 7.3 or 7.4, 7.3, between 7.3 to 7.4 centimeters. Alright, let's look at the third example, given one side and two angles. So here is our example. We are asked to use ruler and compass only to construct the triangle LMN, with LM being 4.9 centimeters, angle L being 45 degrees, and angle M being 30 degrees. So here is my rough sketch. LM 4.9 degrees, angle L is 45 degrees, and angle M is 30 degrees. The question asked us to measure and state the magnitude of angle LNM. So we want to know the angle at N. I also was wondering to myself what would be the length of LN and NM when we're finished with this question, so we could always check that out as well. So let us give this a shot. So we will have to clear off what we had there previously. So the first step is to draw a straight line. So we draw a straight line and we will label this line XY. Now we want to actually construct the line segment along this line LM. So first we will mark the point L. Now you want to ensure that there is some space to the left of L, so some space between X and L, and you will see why as we continue through this question. Then now we are going to open our compass to a separation of 4.9 centimeters in order to get the length of LM. Alright, so there is my compass separation of 4.9 centimeters. So placing the needle at L, we are going to scribe an arc to cut the XY line. This point where the arc cuts the line will be our point M. So that's 4.9 centimeters. Now, The first step I want to do is to construct the 45-degree angle at L, since the question had said angle L is 45 degrees. Now, in order to construct that 45 degrees, I will need to construct a 90-degree angle and bisect it. So if we recall how to do that, we are going to scribe an arc with L at the center. So that arc will cut the line LXY on to the right of L, and it will come all the way around, cutting the XY line to the left of L. Now, using these two intersection points as our centers, we are going to open the compass more than halfway between these two intersection points. So we open it past L, right? And keeping our compass separation, we are first going to scribe an arc above L. Moving to the next point of intersection, we are going to scribe an arc to cut this previous arc. With that, we have formed a 90-degree angle at L. So we draw a straight line through the point L and the intersection of those arcs. And you can always place your protractor on it just to make sure you are getting 90 degrees. Alright, wonderful. I am getting 90 degrees there. Now what we want to do is bisect this angle. So as you can recall, with bisecting the angle, all we need is to scribe an arc that cuts the two arms that form the angle. And already we have that arc. So using the intersection points of the arc and these two arms, we are going to scribe two other arcs above our angle in order to intersect our angle. Alright, so I'm already at this point. So I'm going to scribe an arc like this above our angle. Then I will move to the next intersection point and scribe an arc to cut the previous one. Just like that. And with that, we have created perfect conditions for drawing our 45-degree line from L through the intersection of the two arcs. Now the next step is to construct the 30-degree angle at M. So what we can do for that is to construct a 60-degree angle to the left of M and then bisect that 60-degree angle. So placing our compass at M, we will open it up to a suitable separation. And we are going to scribe an arc to cut the line XY and coming up above M. We will then move the point of our compass and then scribe another arc to cut the previous arc. But what we can do is to actually scribe this arc further around like that, and then we will place our compass point where the two arcs intersect, and keeping the same compass separation throughout all of this process, we are going to scribe a third arc to cut the previous one. Now that second intersection will be our 30-degree angle. So we simply have to draw a straight line from M through that intersection. If the software will just allow me. Alright, I'll satisfy with that. So there we have our 30-degree and our 40-degree angles. Let me use a different color ink to label these two angles. So this one is our 45-degree and this one down here is our 30-degree. So our point at the top of the triangle, of course, is our point N. Now the question had asked us to measure and state the length of N. Now based on our understanding of triangles, the angle at N, sorry, based on our understanding of triangles, the angles in a triangle add up to give you 180 degrees. So if we already have 45 and 30 degrees taken out of that 180, we are supposed to be getting 105 degrees at N. So let us give that a shot. So we're going to place our protractor at N as our center. Ensure that we line up our protractor. And if you can see clearly now that starting along this line, counting up from 0 upwards, the line of MN is falling directly in line with 105 degrees for this construction, which means I have done well to construct this, getting 105 degrees. So let's go ahead and label our angle. And there you go, that question has been answered. So just to review, LM is 4.9 centimeters, angle L is 45 degrees, angle M is 30 degrees, and angle N is 105 degrees. And I also encourage you to measure the lengths of LN and MN if you have gotten all of these angles correct and perfect. We are now going to move on to the final type of construction that we want to look at today. So you can always pause the video to write out the instructions. Now, if we're given a right angle, the hypotenuse and the side. So this question points out that we have a triangle XYZ with angle XYZ as 90 degrees. The side XZ is 6.6 centimeters and YZ is 3.8 centimeters. So we are to construct this using rule and compass only, showing all construction lines clearly. And at the end of this, we should measure and state the length of XY. Now you can see my rough sketch down here, where we have the 90 degrees at Y as was stated, angle XYZ. YZ is 3.8 centimeters and XZ is 6.6. So our actual construction should look something like this. So let's go. So of course the first step for us will begin with actually drawing a straight line. And this line, we are going to call this line PQ. Now, within this line, we are going to construct our line segment XY. But before we do that, let us start by choosing a point for the point Y. I'm going to choose a point that gives me some space to the right of it, and you will see why as we continue. So I'm going to choose this as my point Y and label it. Now you can recall that the 90-degree angle was at point Y. So let us go ahead and construct our 90-degree angle right here. Now opening our compass to a suitable separation, which I believe I have one right now, but you can open it up wider or nearer as you please, or as you have enough space between Y and Q. Alright, so that's my compass opening. So we're going to again scribe an arc at Y coming all the way around. So it is cutting the line PQ to the left of Y and to the right of Y. Now in order to construct the 90 at Y, of course, we have to once again place our point of the compass at the intersection of the arc and the line PQ. We open up our compass to more than to past halfway, which is point Y, and we're going to now scribe an arc above point Y like this. We move the compass needle to the next intersection point, and we scribe a second arc to cut our first one. Now this should give us our 90-degree at point Y. So let me simply draw now a line from Y through our arc intersection. Now this line will serve as our line YZ, which was 3.8 centimeters. So we will have to go ahead and mark off 3.8 centimeters on this line. Of course, you can place your protractor on the line to ensure that you have 90 degrees as your angle. And I see where I'm getting 90 degrees perfectly. So taking your compass, you are going to measure or open it up to a separation of 3.8 centimeters. All right, there we go. So let's now mark off point Z. And there is point Z. So let us label it. So again, this is 3.8 centimeters in length as our line segment. So now we have constructed our 90 degree, let me label it, our 3.8 centimeters as one of our sides. Now we want to construct the hypotenuse, which is XZ of 6.6 centimeters. Now we know where Z is, so all we have to do is open our compass to 6.6 centimeters, and using point Z as the center, we scribe an arc to cut the line PQ 6.6 centimeters away from Z. So let's do that. So we're going to open our compass to a separation of 6.6 centimeters. Alright, if only this compass will allow me. Let me carry it away from the drawing and see. All right, there we go. That is 6.6. So placing our compass at Z, we are going to scribe an arc to cut the line PQ. And this is 6.6 centimeters away from Z. So the point of intersection here will be our point X. So all we have to do now is to just draw a straight line from Z to X. And there we have it. This is our unique right angle triangle. Now the question had asked us to measure and state the length of XY. So let's simply place our ruler along XY and find out what length we're getting. You may pause the video and measure yours and see if you're getting the same thing as me. So let us see here. So based on what I am seeing here, I am getting 5.4 centimeters. Alright, so I hope that's what you are getting. So this concludes the construction of unique triangles. The four using the based on the four sets of elements. And you can pause the video here as well to take up the instructions of this construction. Alright, so please ensure you get some practice, because with practice you will master the construction of triangles more. See you next time.